and welcome back to Sarah's Joyful Journey. I am Sarah Joy. As you can see, we are in the car. So this is not a normal Tea Tuesday. However, we're still going to go with it. I know I didn't do a normal video yesterday. I started doing my meal prep Monday and I just had no energy and no steam, and I just took a day to relax and rest. But you might be curious as to why we are in the car. Well, we got in the car and we got up early this morning. We've already been driving for over 6 hours. We reached our destination, got what we came for, and then we are back on the road. On the way home, I found, if you want to pull the plastic, I'm going to put it. I found on Facebook Marketplace a set of china with extra serving pieces in Royal Albert, and we came and we got it. My husband was not excited. Matt's just definitely not excited about driving this far, but we did it. He did agree that it was a good deal and it was worth it, and the drive has been easy and pleasant. But here is one of the pieces. I got a whole set of Royal Albert Moonlit Roses china that was made in England. These were made in the 80s. The pieces can be difficult to find, so I have several serving pieces now, and I have a set of service for 8 plates, dishes, teacups, all of that. All in the original boxes, except for the serving pieces, which are in the box that you can see the lid of back there. But they all have the plastic that came on them. So I will put this one back in there in a moment and get it back in the box in a minute. For now, it's going to go on. Hang on while I carefully get it to somewhere where it's not going to get damaged, and grab the other thing that I want. So, of course, since we're in the car, we are not going to be having any tea because I don't have any tea, and we're not going to be making any snacks. So we're just going to kind of spill the tea on what's going in my life. And that leads me to what I found at this gas station, and it's so cute, and it's giant. It is a tea towel. I wonder if it says what size it is. It does not say what size it is. But anyway, I saw this at the gas station, and it said spill the tea, and it was on Tuesday, and I had no choice. It's flowers, it's cute, it's beautiful. It's got how to make sweet tea on it, peach syrup. It has how to make almond peach tea and raspberry tea. I'm going to see if Matt will hold the corner so I can show you. And I may have to show it again, but it's so pretty and so cool. So very, very appropriate for me and my kitchen, and just this little segment. So it's perfect. And if you hold that bag for me real quick, so or put this in the bag, or open the bag so I can put it in the bag. Perfect. And of course, since we are driving down the road, I do apologize if this is shaky. I hope the video is not going to be shaky because I do have it sitting on my gimbal, which is on my knee. But I'm super excited just about the whole trip. It was also nice to get away from Ghost for a day. He is being babysat by Emma, so that is good. And yeah, so what has gone on in my life in the past week? I feel like in a lot of ways my life is in utter chaos with everything that is going on with my sister, and I haven't talked about it before, but she doesn't care enough about me to even watch this channel. So it's not that I don't care about her, but we do not have a relationship. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to talk about what is going on with her and how it affects me, and it affects my mom and the rest of our family, because I have a right to talk about that. I can't talk about her lived experience or what she thinks or what she feels like with what she's going through, but I still want to talk about it and process it and go through all the emotions that go with it. My sister is younger than me. She's 41. She has stage 4 melanoma. So she's dying. We've known this for a couple of weeks now. She is seeking medical care or trying to. It is not going well. Her insurance is supposed to kick in a couple of days. The first doctor she saw refused to do tests until she had insurance. So she had to go through the process of trying to get insurance. And it is starting in a few days. She got it about a week and a half ago. But the pain and everything and the tumor is growing so fast that she had to go back to the emergency room and had to do a biopsy. Well, she did that at the beginning of the week, last week. So she had her biopsy a week ago Tuesday, and they had the results by a week ago tomorrow, so last Wednesday. They still have not called her for her results. She was able to look on the digital portal and read the report. Of course, all of it doesn't make sense, but she is able to glean some things from that. So now she's trying to reach out to cancer centers and try and get care and get in contact with an oncologist or a specialist in melanoma, and she's meeting lots of bureaucratic red tape. And it is very stressful. My mom is devastated. My mom is currently living in a studio in the city where my sister is at, in Iowa. They live in Des Moines. I don't know exactly addresses, so it's not like you're going to be able to find them anyway. And she's very upset. And I'm the person that my mom talks to the most about it. So I hear a lot about it on a regular basis, and it does affect me. It takes its toll. I try not to think about it too much, because as soon as I start thinking about it, I get very emotional and I get upset and I want to cry and be depressed and all that kind of things, which I do allow myself to do because it is a grieving process and I do need to do it. But I also still need to live my life as normal as possible. I still need to function to a degree. I can't let this totally tear me down. Even though, as a person who has struggled with depression and all that kind of stuff before, it is easy to want to do. I'm doing my best to keep positive and keep strong, and it's not easy. It's not easy. It comes in waves where it hits me. It's been a struggle just to go to work, mostly because it's not that my job is hard or anything like that, or that I don't enjoy my job. I do. There's a lot of drama with my job that I wish I didn't have right now, but it's also hard to see happy people spending, happy times on vacation and all that kind of stuff. It's sometimes it can be a little hard of a pill to swallow when you just really most days just want to bawl your eyes out and cry over it all. But we'll get through it. Hopefully we'll get some more answers. We don't have a whole lot of answers now. Both my mom and I have this gut feeling that my sister won't be around by the end of the year. And the case of that is very, very real. My brother is estranged from the family, so I won't know when he dies. My dad has already died. My grandmother is still living. One of my grandmothers, but we're estranged from her. It's just a sad family story. So it's basically, I feel like I'm losing my entire family. I'm not losing my core family, but I also just feel like I've lost my dad already. I've got a few years left with my papa. I've got a few years left with my mom. I don't know what I got with my brother. My brother lives on the streets. He could already be gone. I don't think he is. But it's just a lot to take in, and it's a lot to process, and it's a lot to deal with, and it hits you really hard at times, and I just want to burst into tears. So that's been the biggest thing going on in my life, but I've had lots of good things too, and I'm looking forward to a lot of things. I'm looking forward to, in a few weeks, I get to spend some time with some friends, and we're going to the parks, and we're going to have a great time. I'm getting to spend plenty of time out in nature. That's the one thing I like about daylight savings times, is that now after work we have more daylight to get out and go on hikes and stuff like that. Matt and I are talking about the future. We're looking into other opportunities because I don't know if we want to I don't want to stay at Disney. I don't think Matt wants to stay at Disney Perfect for a long time either. It's been a great landing spot. It's allowed us to come to Florida. We really like Florida. We would love to stay in Florida. But with that said, he did submit an application a couple weeks ago, and that application is now under review. It's for a job at my daughter's company in North Carolina. If he got it, we'd have to go back to North Carolina. I'm not 100% happy about that, but I wouldn't be unhappy either. I wouldn't mind going back to North Carolina. We wouldn't go back to Eastern North Carolina where we lived in Jacksonville. That is something neither one of us wants to do, but we would be living in the Raleigh-Durham area, and we're okay with that. That sounds like something we can do. But I think that we are going to start looking into other opportunities in Florida. Are there other areas in Florida that we could live more affordably or have a different job? Matt would really like to have more of a career. I would like to have a part-time job, would be fabulous, so that I can work on my creative endeavors and have that creative outlet that I really, really desire. And if at all possible, I'd love to go back to school. And I can't do full-time work in full-time school. I've tried. It does not work well for me at the level of school that I want to go to with graduate and potentially PhD. If I could at least get a master's, I'd be okay with that too. But for now, it's still not on the table. But I really do want to get back into more creative endeavors, and something that I've been toying around with in the past week is opening back up my Etsy shop. I would love to hear your thoughts on that if you think I should. I know that if I do it, I have a focus that I want to focus on, and I want to focus on kitchen and bathroom-like linens. They're what I enjoy doing the most, and it makes the most sense. I like weaving and knitting all kinds of things, from baby clothes to scarves to all that kind of stuff. I love doing that. But what I do the most of is kitchen linens. So really, I should stick with that. So I have done some knitting, and I am definitely thinking of opening my Etsy shop again. I don't think I will necessarily make a profit. I don't think I can do things in a volume or get things cheap enough to make a profit. But I'm okay with that, because right now I think what I want more than anything is just that creative outlet to do something. So on this trip so far, I have knit 2.5 dishcloths. So I have 3 done because I had one started. And my ends are woven in because I didn't bring a needle. But I have 2 of these ones. And I have a pink one. This pink one is from a ball of yarn that has like 5 other colors in it. So it will, I will probably get like 4 or 5 dishcloths out of that. So it'll be interesting to see. And I know with something like this, I'm not necessarily going to get the profit, because the yarn alone, to get 3 dishcloths out of, I needed, because I could get 2.5 out of the ball of this one, and I did buy 2, so technically I could get 5 dishcloths out of 2 balls of yarn. But at that point, we're talking $8 for 5 dishcloths, and that seems to be about the right thing. And if I were to charge myself a living wage, not even necessarily a living wage, but if I were to pay myself $8 an hour, one of these dishcloths takes me about 45 minutes. So we're talking like $7. On top of the supplies, which are another $1.50, $2, I can't make a profit. But I do think that creative outlet would be worth not making a profit. I know once I get back into weaving some more, I would be able to get different types of yarn, which I can get for a penny a yard, or at least I used to be able to. I could probably still get it for pretty close to a penny a yard. And I probably could get closer to a profit there. But again, I don't even know if that's even necessary for me to make a massive profit. It's not like I'm trying to live off of my creative endeavors, but I definitely want to have that creative outlet. So let me know what you think. Should I just be brave and go for it, whether I make a profit or not, and just charge a reasonable amount, and just enjoy the process? That way I don't have this laying all over my house, which I got stuff to do these because my daughter has commandeered most of my dishcloths and most of my towels and refuses to return them to me, so I don't have as many as I would like. So we're going to be doing some more of those. We'll see. We're just enjoying a beautiful ride home. I get my new china cabinet on Saturday so that I will have a place to put this china in. I've got to decide, is this going in my regular cupboards? Is it going in my new china cabinet? Or is it going to go in my old china cabinet? And I probably won't decide that until I get the new china cabinet put together. So tomorrow we're going to do some grocery shopping. I do need to do some meal prepping. I don't know if I'm going to record meal prepping or if I'm just going to do it, but I will do at least a grocery haul. We don't need much. It's going to be a tiny grocery haul. And then I'm going to move some furniture around. I got to move the current china hutch around, and then I'm to make space for the new one. The new one is 2 pieces. It's a cabinet, and it's got like the over hutch that you can set on it. So it has like a countertop service. So I'm thinking it's going to be more of a tea station. I know it has wine bottle holders in it, which I don't drink wine, but I have all my skinny syrups, so I'm going to put all my skinny syrups in there. So that will be fun. I think I'm going to move my tea for ones and everything into that cabinet. It's got some drawers and things in it as well. And then I think this might go in my regular cabinet for my dishes, which I have now reduced down to service for 4. I donated some, and I'm sending my mom some as well. So yeah, it's just been a lot. And then the next couple weeks are going to go super fast, and I'm super excited because the week leading up to Easter, I get to spend with friends. We're going to the parks. We're going to Universal. We got our tickets for Universal yesterday, and we're going to go to Universal on Tuesday. So I will still do our regular Tea Tuesday, but it'll be probably later in the day after we go to Universal. I don't know if I'll record Universal. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. We'll see how much energy I have, how I feel on that day. Because as I said, it comes in waves with my sister, and I may not always feel like doing a video, but I'm going to do my best to keep on a regular schedule, at least with Tea Tuesdays, because I do really enjoy them. So one last thing I want to talk about before I stop rambling and end this video is my weight. How's my weight doing? How is my health journey doing? Stress is a major factor. Sleep has also been a major factor because Ghost has hit the teenage phase, and unless he gets lots of exercise, the dude don't sleep. So he forces me to be very active outdoors, which is good. It's good for my mental health. It's good for my physical health. It's good for him. It means that we both get to sleep. But stress is a big issue. And it was a big issue towards the end of last month. I know at the beginning of February, towards the middle of February, I mentioned that I was down 11 pounds. I gained some of that back, and I ended February at a net pound loss of 2 pounds. So I didn't get everything back, but I was only down 2 pounds. I'm okay with that because I got into baking cookies. I got into doing a lot of other stuff as a stress relief into baking. So I'm keeping my baking in check. So far this month, I have baked once and once only. I'm probably going to bake again in a couple weeks. I have a couple things that I'm working on. I'm still working on a snickerdoodle recipe, or I still want to work on a snickerdoodle recipe, and I still want to work on a cupcake recipe. I just don't want to eat the byproducts right now because stress is making it harder to reach my weight goals, and I am determined to meet my weight goals. And I'm determined to focus on eating mostly meat and keeping my carbs as low as possible, because cancer is an issue in my family, and I 100% believe that eating as low as carb as possible, as meat heavy as possible. I cannot sustain carnivore. I just can't. I need some non-carnivore stuff in my life in order to make life sustainable. I enjoy my creamies. I enjoy vegetables every once in a while and stuff like I enjoy my keto brains, and it's 100% carnivore is just not sustainable. But I'm pretty close to it most of the time, 95% of the time.
Unless we go to Texas Day Brazil all the time.
I would do that if we had the money.
Yeah.
I don't have the money. I don't have that kind of money.
But it was nice to go.
It was nice to go. We did go last week, and hopefully we'll be going again in another couple weeks. It's a fun treat. But anyway, I got on the scale. I'm trying to weigh at the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. And that's pretty good. I'm working on it. But I got on the scale in the middle of the month because my clothes were feeling different again, which is why I got on last month, because my clothes felt different. And I was down 11, which they got tighter, obviously, because I put on some weight, but not much. And they're starting to feel loose again. So I got on the scale this morning, and I'm down from where my high was, which my high, I lost down from my high weight to 209 pounds. When I got off the medication, I went back up to 232. 234, but 232 is the official recorded one. So from 232 to where I am now, I am down 7 pounds. So I am in month 2 of losing again, and super excited about that. It's a slow journey, and I am okay with it being a slow journey because, like I said, life right now is a lot. It's very stressful, and I don't think that's going to change for months. I just don't think it's going to change for months. I will get better at managing it. I will get better at dealing with the grief that's going to come in waves, but it's still going to be a concern. So I'll focus on what I can focus on. I'll control what I can control, and what I can't control, I will just learn to deal with as best as I can. But all right, I have rambled on in this car for a good 20-something minutes now. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it, because we're going to be looking for a gas station to get gas. And I am now very thirsty, and my water is empty. All right, so I hope all of you have a wonderful and joyful day. And I will be back at you with a regular Tea Tuesday next week. Bye for now.